Today you're getting a Metals key fob design sheet. I'm going to show you a few tips on how to get the letters to touch and connect so that they won't fall apart when you create your word. First thing I want you to do is put your first and last name and your block, and this one here can be your kind of screw up one. It can be any name. It could be whatever you want. So if you're going to put a name, like my first name is Mandy, my middle letter is N. You want to figure it out. Even if your name is Elizabeth, you want to figure it out from the middle letter. So I'm going to put an N, and I'm going to use guidelines. So I'm going to make them touch almost the top edge, and then I'm going to work my name out from the middle. That way I know it will fit in the box. Then if I take my lettering, if I'm going to do block lettering, I'm going to drive around the letter with my pencil. I'm only going to go up a little bit because this will automatically make your letters touch and connect. So I'm just going around the outside edge, touching my project or my letter guidelines to the edge because that's how big your project is going to be. And then don't forget to do the insides. Then we're talking positive, negative space. What's going to stay and what's going to be cut away. So anything that's going to be cut away, I want you to shade. If shading takes too long, it's okay just to kind of put some marks in the background. But it's really easy to make mistakes, and it's easier just to quickly shade things in. So that is one technique on how to get them to touch and connect. You can do any type of lettering style. You guys can use the lettering packets that we give you, Old English, black, bubble, any kind of fancy lettering that you want. Even cursive. Cursive is another one where they automatically touch and connect. So if you know how to do cursive, you can. And then you're just going to go around it. I made it a little too big there. You can kind of tweak it because you need to be doing this in pencil. If you're not doing it in pencil, it won't work. If you make a mistake, you're going to have a permanent mistake. You also need to keep it in the box. So this one might not work because it's coming outside the box. So you might have to try it again in a different loop. Then I'm going to put the A and the D and the loop in the D. You can kind of come up, fix things, and then shade. So that's how you would do cursive, but there's an even easier way to do this, and I started one on the back. I want you to fill up each box. It could be your name, it could be your last name, it could be a friend's name. Remember, this takes a really long time, so if you give it away, you give it away forever. So keep that in mind. We'll talk about that with relationships and things. You can do your pet's name, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be anything specific. School, your mascot. These are all just prompts for you to get your words situated. On the back, I've been working on them. Band or a hobby. This one here wouldn't work, and it's because the letters are still connected. The best thing to do is, if you want to get a good score on the sheet, is think about the strength that it's going to be. Copper tends to be soft when it's thin, so you want to make sure that it's completely touching and connecting, erasing those lines so that your project works out. You can come down and notch little sections so that it shows the line a little bit more, but it actually has to touch. So right here, you don't want weak spots. You also want to think, if it's going to hang from something, how is it going to hang? Do you want it to hang horizontal? If it's horizontal, you're going to need 2 little holes. If it's vertical, you're going to need 1 hole. So like if I were to put a hole, you could intentionally put one as part of your design. You can see all of these ones that I've done. If I wanted to do the word bang and I was really struggling with getting this to work, another technique that I didn't show on the other side is you can shade the entire box, and if you use a tortillon or your finger, you can blend it. So then if I wanted to do a long word or expressive word, I would start in the middle, but mine is bang, so I would just use my eraser, and I'm going to erase it so that they are all touching. And then once you have that, then you just outline it. this one, you could even just add something on if you wanted it to have the key fob just holder, something like that. And now you can see how they all touch and connect. So those are some techniques to getting this worksheet done. If you aren't sure about your ideas, you could even write, you know, your word prompts over here. You know, anything. It could be it could be numbers too. The year you're going to graduate. It's up to you. Okay. These are just to help you kind of come up with ideas, but you can change them if you want instead. If you have a different category, I'm not going to be too picky on that. I will be picky on whether you shaded the background and whether they touch and connect and whether they touch from bottom to top and take up the space. The metal that you're getting is going to be 1 by 4, so we don't want to be wasteful. You want to fill it up. All right, so that's what we're working on today.